It's a scenario that sounds like it could only exist in a fairy tale or a Hollywood movie. But what if a whale actually swallowed you? Could you survive such an encounter? First, let's look at the mechanics of how this might happen. While it's extremely rare for a whale to intentionally swallow a human, it's possible for a person to accidentally end up in a whale's mouth. Swimmers or divers in the ocean may unknowingly swim too close to a feeding whale, which could result in the whale accidentally taking them in. Assuming you were swallowed by a whale, what would happen next? The first thing you would likely notice is the darkness. Whales' throats and esophagi are relatively narrow, so you would be in a tight, cramped space. You would also be surrounded by a thick, slimy substance known as whale stomach acid, which is used to break down food. At this point, your chances of survival are not looking good. The acidity of the whale's stomach could cause severe burns and damage to your skin and internal organs. The lack of oxygen and cramped conditions could also lead to suffocation or other physical trauma. As time goes on, the likelihood of survival decreases even further. As the whale's digestive system begins to work on breaking down its meal, the increased pressure and temperature could lead to serious injury or even death. The whale's stomach can hold several tons of food, and it could take days or even weeks for the whale to fully digest its meal. If you were lucky enough to survive being swallowed by a whale, you would face a whole new set of challenges. You would need to find a way to escape from the whale's stomach and make your way back to the surface. This could involve trying to force your way out through the whale's throat, or waiting for the whale to expel you naturally. Despite the odds being stacked against you, there have been a few documented cases of people surviving after being swallowed by a whale. In one famous case from 1891, a sailor named James Bartley was swallowed by a sperm whale and remained inside for nearly 24 hours before being rescued. According to Bartley, he survived by breathing through his shirt and avoiding the whale's teeth as it thrashed about. While this story has been met with some skepticism over the years, it's not entirely implausible. Whales have been known to accidentally swallow other animals, such as seals or sea lions, and these animals have sometimes been found alive inside the whale's stomach. Ultimately, while it is technically possible to survive being swallowed by a whale, the odds are not in your favor. The best course of action is to avoid getting too close to whales while swimming or diving in the ocean, and always be aware of your surroundings. Remember that whales play an important role in our oceans and ecosystems, and we should do everything we can to protect them and their habitats.